Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Reino de la Mascaras, the Kingdom of the Masks. I'm your host, as always, Ray de Mascaras, and today we are going to talk about perhaps my first ring-worn lucha mask. Now, I say perhaps because I would have to check my records and find out if indeed this was my first ring-worn. After a while, things kind of blend together. Sometimes you forget in which order you purchased a mask. So I'd have to check for sure. It's one of the first ones. It was something I bought off of High Spots back in the day. So without further ado, let's get right into it here. Let's pick it up here. And it is this beauty right here. This is a ring-worn and signed Aero Star mask. You can see the black and gold. Gold really pops off this here. Zipper back with a little clasp here to open it up, which we'll do right here. Open, I'll go ahead and I'll take this off for a brief moment. This one doesn't see a whole lot of quote-unquote head time. I tend to not wear my autographed ones very often, so bring it up here. But you can see here on the tag here, got the tag indicating it is an official product. And then you got the signature right there. Love that signature. And then if you get down here, I'm not sure how good it'll show up on camera, but you can see little spots there that would definitely indicate some, definitely indicating some wear. So no question that it is a ring-worn mask. You can see a little bit of wear and tear on the outside, which is perfect. I don't mind if I'm buying something that's not worn. You know, it's something from the luchador, but they haven't worn it. It's from their collection. You know, that's where you want to see the pristine, you know, not a whole lot of wear and tear on it. With the ring-worn ones, though, you're going to have that. You're going to have that ring-worn, you know, that wear and tear, a little bit of stitching here and there. You can see right at the top there. And I honestly prefer it that way with the ring-worn items, simply because it will show that, hey, this was definitely in the ring, it was worn. Now, not saying that all of the ring-worn masks are going to be reflective of, say, my Valiente one. If you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. That mask was put through the ringer and then some at, you know, from the point that it was used. You know, you can definitely tell that one was used. But, you know, again, a great mask. I got this off High Spots, of all places. This was purchased from them and signed back at a Smash Wrestling event in 2017, I believe it was. That event was not where this was worn. I thought it was, until I went back and I found the match, and the match that he had that night against Drago definitely was wearing a different mask than this one. But it's still cool. It's still cool to know that this was something that was worn, definitely signed by Aero Star himself. Aero Star was one of the first luchadors that I got into when my family, when we were growing up, we upgraded from basic cable. No, I shouldn't say basic. It was, you know, it was cable, but we upgraded from there to Dish Network. And once we got Dish Network, we got, I believe it was Univision, Galavision, one of those two channels. And every Saturday afternoon, there would be a 2-hour block of AAA. And then on Sundays, most Sundays, there was also a block of CMLL. And that was kind of where I started getting familiar with Lucha Libre as a whole. And one of the first names that popped up that, you know, kind of caught my attention was Aero Star. Some of the stuff that he was doing, the step-offs off the inside of the rope to the floor, the backwards somersault diving, like facing the ring, springboarding, jumping backwards, and rolling into a somersault. Great stuff like that. I believe one of the very first matches that I saw, it was him and Jack Evans, and he finished with a Canadian Destroyer from the top. And I'm not saying top as in middle turnbuckle. No, they were both on the top and executed the Destroyer. I don't know how Jack Evans lived through that. But the cool thing with the High Spots deal is it comes with a certificate of authenticity. Sorry, my light is reflecting really bad on that. Yeah, there we go. But these are nice to have. These are nice to have. I've never, to date, knock on wood, I have never experienced something where I bought a mask that has been advertised as ring worn and you get it and it's obviously not ring worn. So I've never had that happen, but it's also a nice peace of mind. And High Spots is great at that. Having that certificate of authenticity, knowing that when you're buying what's pictured on their website, you are getting the mask that you ordered. Yeah, not much else to say about it. It's one of my favorites. It goes, it's right up at the top. It's kind of see it over my shoulder a little bit. It's, right here on my ring worn shelf. Always going to have a prominent spot. I love it. It's, again, it's one of my first ring worns. One of the first luchadors I started getting into on a broader scale once I started getting into lucha. So it's great to have something to reflect that. And that does it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. It's going to get a little bumpy. Twitter is doing away with polls. Let's move it to Instagram. Let me know what you want to see there. I have no problem pulling any of the masks you see behind me. And if you go through my Instagram for Mask Monday, you'll probably see a lot more that you can't see back here. But, you see something and you're like, hey, I want to know the story behind that. Always let me know. I'm a planner, but at the same time, I have no problem adjusting those plans. I have no problem putting something up there that, hey, if somebody wants to see this, bang, we're going to make it happen. So anything, let me know. Let me know what you think of the show. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let's keep this ball rolling. I think we're doing pretty good here. So again, that'll do it. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week. And as always, live, laugh, love, Lucha Libre. We'll see you.